Humans seem to hold one very firm belief. Successful people are exceptional, and becoming exceptional takes talent, plus a relentless amount of hard work. Einstein, Bill Gates, Elon Musk. These are exactly the kind of people humans love to point to. Every time I hear this, I want to squint my eyes and yawn. A global wealth report once found that just 8 people held as much wealth as the poorest half of the world's population, 3.6 billion people. If the ones sitting at the top were truly the most talented and hardest working, this kind of inequality might be easier to accept. Unfortunately, that is not what reality looks like. So here's the question: what rules are actually running underneath success? Hi, I'm Flowey. Today, we are talking about what really determines success. In 2022, 3 Italian researchers won the Ig Nobel Prize in Economics for a study that touched one of humanity's favorite arguments. Does talent really decide who succeeds? So they built a tiny world. Inside it lived 1,000 simulated people. Same starting capital, no rich parents, no elite schools, no connections. At the start, the only thing that separated them was talent, distributed in a way that looked like real human populations. Most people in the middle, a few exceptionally gifted, a few below average. Oh, by the way, the talent here meant the ability to turn opportunity into results, intelligence, skill, effort, persistence, risk-taking. Then they released 2 kinds of random events into this world. Green dots, good luck. Red dots, bad luck. Green dots gave people a chance to move up, but only if their talent helped them use it. Red dots cut their capital in half, immediately. No talent check. A car accident does not ask how disciplined you are. Illness does not care about your IQ. At first, the rules seemed to favor the talented. More talent meant a better chance of catching green dots. Then the results came in, and the little world misbehaved. The most talented person did not win. In fact, that person ended up below the starting point. So who won? Someone ordinary, barely above average. And yet, by the end, he had more than 4,000 times the capital of the most talented person. Adorable, isn't it? The researchers also traced 2 lives, the most successful and the least successful. The winner's story was not about brilliance. A cluster of lucky events hit him in a short period, and near the end, more green dots arrived. His capital jumped sharply. The loser's story went the other way. Red dots kept hitting him, again and again. His capital was crushed to almost nothing. And here's the part that really stings. He was more talented than the winner. Then the researchers repeated the simulation 10,000 times. Same result. The people who reached the top were almost never the most talented. They were capable enough and unusually lucky. That is the part humans do not like. Skill can be trained. Effort can be measured. But luck? Luck does not take instructions. Talent is just the hand that reaches out when luck passes. It does not create the green dot. It does not stop the red one. And if the green dots never pass by, talent has nothing to catch. What decides how many green dots pass your way is often luck. So the real question isn't how to get more talented. Talent only takes you so far. The question is how to get luckier. Not by controlling luck, you can't do that, but by making yourself easier for luck to find. And if you like this kind of quiet, uncomfortable way of looking at life, you may want to subscribe, because this is what we do here. We take the things humans think they understand and look at them again. Here, we can turn to Laozi for a little wisdom. The first, go where the green dots are denser. Good fortune is not evenly distributed. It gets reshaped by resources, education, connections, geography, and the era you live in. Some places have information flowing, demand growing, rules still forming. Those places have more green dots. The Tao Te Ching says, 天之道, 损有余而补不足，人之道则不然，损不足以奉有余。The way of nature reduces what is excessive and restores what is lacking. Human society often runs the other way. Nature has a self-correcting force. Water flows downhill. Heat moves toward cold. What flourishes will eventually fade. The natural world moves toward balance. Nothing expands without limit. But human society reverses this. Opportunity does not flow toward those who need it most. It keeps accumulating where advantage already exists. That is how people get trapped in a race where everyone pays more, but fewer people actually move forward. Do not pour everything into a place that is running dry. Find the place where things are changing, where the rules have not hardened yet, where needs have not been filled. That is where the green dots are. This is what Laozi was pointing to when he spoke of the Tao. The Tao is not something you force. It is something you learn to read. The movement before the opening, the shift before the opportunity, like a door forming before people realize there is a door. The second, build more connections. A lot of good luck travels through people, a referral, a word at the right moment, someone putting an opportunity in your hands instead of someone else's. But why would they think of you? The Tao Te Ching says, 圣人不积，既以为人己欲有，既以与人己欲多. The wise do not hoard. The more they give to others, the more they have. The more they hand over, the more comes back. It's because what you send out, goodwill, trust, a useful word, keeps moving through people. And what moves through people tends to find its way back. 上善若水，水善利万物而不争. The highest good is like water. It nourishes everything without competing. It does not choose who it flows to. It does not expect anything back. And so it reaches everywhere. Modern sociology calls this the strength of weak ties. The opportunities that change your life rarely come from your closest circle. They come from people on the edges, connected to worlds you have never entered. And that is the path luck travels. Luck travels more easily through a wider network. The third, stay open, practice humility. The Tao Te Ching says, 知常容，容乃公，公乃王. When you understand how things naturally change and move, you stop being thrown off by every rise and every fall. When you can hold change without flinching, your mind stays clear. And when your mind stays clear, your judgment does not get hijacked by what you wish were true. This is about having enough inner space to hold change, to hold things that do not go the way you planned. Everything moves in cycles. What rises will fall. Today's success might be built on yesterday's failure, and what looks like the peak right now will eventually give way to something else. When you truly understand how the world works, arrogance becomes hard to maintain. And when you understand that luck genuinely shapes success, the need to control everything starts to loosen its grip. The first lesson was about where you go. This one is about how you see. A person obsessed with controlling outcomes has a narrowed gaze. They can only see the opportunities they already expected. Everything else gets filtered out. A person who stays open has a wider field of vision. They are more likely to notice the green dot that arrives in an unexpected form. Sometimes, opportunity does pass by, but people miss it because their eyes are locked so hard on the opportunity they expected that they fail to recognize the one actually in front of them. That is why humility matters. It keeps your eyes open to the form luck actually takes, not just the form you wanted it to take. So, back to where we started. What actually determines success? The Tao Te Ching says, 生而不有，为而不恃，功成而弗居. Create without claiming ownership. Act without demanding credit. Achieve and then let go of the achievement, because success is never yours alone. Your talent is in it, your effort is in it, but there is also the environment, the people around you, the timing, the era, and a great deal of chance you never arranged. This is what Laozi meant by Wu Wei. Not inaction, not passivity, but acting in alignment with how things naturally work, without the illusion that you can control it all. You still act, you still prepare, but you stop pretending that the whole world is supposed to obey your plan. Humans always want to beat fate, but fate has no opponent. It is just a road, carrying all its green dots and red dots, passing quietly in front of you. You cannot command it. You can only keep your eyes open, so when it passes, you do not mistake the door for a wall. If this gave you a different way to see life, subscribe. We'll keep looking beneath the obvious. I am Flowey. Thank you for watching.